Welcome to Mindful Chatting, a podcast where therapy meets real life. I'm Kristen, a therapist, business owner, and a lifelong student of what it means to fully show up in our relationships, in our work, and in our healing. Here, we unpack mental health concepts, explore mindfulness tools, and talk through the messy, beautiful, in-between moments that shape us. Whether you're a fellow clinician, a curious listener, or someone navigating your own growth, this space is for you. Let's chat. Hey friend, welcome back to Mindful Chatting. Before we get into today's episode, I want to invite you to slow down with me for just a moment. Let's unclench that jaw, drop your shoulders, take one big deep breath, and let's not rush it. Today we're talking about something so many of you have lived, but maybe haven't had language for. What happens when emotions hijack executive functioning? Like that moment when one interaction ruins the entire day, or one feeling derails every single thing, or one wave of shame shuts your brain completely down. If you've ever said, I had a plan and then I felt something, well, this episode is for you. So as we start this, I want to start it with a core truth. Executive functioning does not operate independently of your emotional regulation. And I think maybe you need to stop and replay that. In ADHD brains especially, these systems are deeply intertwined. When emotions spike, which could be frustration, rejection, embarrassment, or overwhelm, the nervous system shifts into survival mode. And when the nervous system is in survival mode, the brain deprioritizes. And it deprioritizes the really important stuff like planning and organizing, initiating, remembering, or problem solving. And that isn't a flaw, it's adaptive. Your brain is saying, let's deal with safety first, which makes sense. The problem is, modern life keeps asking us to function through this emotional flooding. And people often feel ashamed of this pattern of like, why can't I just move on? But emotionally, ADHD brains have heightened emotional reactivity. They also have a slower return baseline, and they have stronger memory encoding around emotional events. So one difficult interaction doesn't stay contained. It actually spreads. Not because you're dramatic and not because your brain stays activated. This is why telling yourself just focus really doesn't work. Focus is an output of regulation, not a command you can issue when you're dysregulated. If you're working on staying present and grounded, which me too, we all need, especially when your brain wants to spiral into what we call disconnection. Yeah, it's Brain FM. It's musically designed to help ADHD brains, well, really any brain, to focus, relax, sleep, and I use it almost daily. If you want to try it, I've dropped my link in the show notes. And if you're looking for planning tools and ADHD resources, they're in there too. But here's where things get even harder. After emotional flooding, many people move into shame. Like, why am I like this? Or I should be able to handle this. Or I'm so behind now. Shame feels like motivation, but neurologically, it shuts your executive functioning down even further. So now we have emotional activation. Our executive functioning collapses. Then shame about our executive functioning collapses more. And then we have a deep shutdown. This is why productivity advice that ignores emotion often backfires for us. You can't think your way out of a nervous system state. I wish we could, but you can't. This is one of the most important takeaways from today. Regulation comes before problem solving, always. Before you ask, what should I do? How do I fix this? How do I catch up? I need you to ask yourself, is my nervous system safe enough to engage? Regulation might look like stepping away, grounding yourself through the senses, changing your environment, some movement, co-regulation. This isn't avoidance if you're doing these things. It's sequencing. You're regulating yourself first so that executive functioning can come back online for you. If you're nodding along and thinking, yep, this is totally me, I want you to stop and take a free quiz. I have made a quiz about what's your ADHD struggle, and it'll only take a couple of minutes. And at the end, there's a secret freebie waiting for you that will help you start working on your struggle right away. Look in the show notes for the link. I think what's really sad, especially for the people who are late diagnosed ADHD, these adults grow up believing that they're emotionally too much, or they're unreliable, or they can't be trusted to follow through. But when we zoom out, what we often see is that emotional dysregulation is that executive functioning shutdown, not a lack of effort or care. Understanding this changes everything. It allows you to stop moralizing your struggles. It allows you to stop forcing productivity through your pain, and it allows you to build systems that honor emotional capacity. If you're listening to this and thinking, this is exactly what I struggle with, I want you to know that I built something specifically for you. The EF, or Executive Functioning Activation course, walks you through why task initiation feels so hard with your ADHD and how to actually get yourself moving without shame, pressure, or burnout. It's short, practical, and designed for ADHD brains, not productivity culture. If starting is your biggest barrier, this course gives you structure, language, and tools that actually work for you. You'll find the link in the show notes. If your feelings have ever felt like a liability, I want you to hear this. Your emotions are not the problem. They're signals. And when we listen to them instead of fighting them, executive functioning becomes possible again for you. Next week, we're going to talk about why ADHD systems fail and what actually makes them stick. Until then, let's be gentle with our minds. You're not broken, you're regulated or dysregulated, and that matters.